Hello, and welcome to Homer for Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. Today, we will be reading from lines 328 to 348 in Book 11 of the Iliad, in which Diomedes and his very good friend, Odysseus, do some serious work on the battlefield, and we hear a very tragic fate for two sons of a very perspicacious Trojan man. Please enjoy, and thank you for being here today. Then took they a chariot and two men, the best of their people, sons twain of Merops of Percote, that was above all men skilled in prophesying, and would not suffer his sons to go into war, the bane of men. But the twain would in no wise hearken to him, their father, for the fates of black death were leading them on. These did the son of Tydeus, Diomedes, famed for his spear, rob of spirit and of life, and took from them their goodly battle gear. And Odysseus slew Hippodamus and Hyperokos. Then the son of Cronos stretched evenly for them the line of battle as he looked down from Ida, and they kept slaying one another. Tydeus' son wounded the warrior Agastrophos, son of Paeon, on the hip with the thrust of his spear. Nor were his horses near at hand for him to flee, but he was greatly blinded at heart, for his squire held the horses withdrawn apart, and he on foot was raging amid the foremost fighters until he lost his life. But Hector was quick to mark them across the ranks, and rushed upon them, shouting, and with him followed the battalions of the Trojans. At sight of him, Diomedes, good at the war cry, shuddered, and forthwith spake to Odysseus, who was near. On us twain is this ruin rolling, even mighty Hector. But come, let us stand, and ward off this onset, abiding where we are. Excellent, let's sing it. Intill attendi fronte che annere tempo aristu. Hui du meropos per quosios peripanton. Ede mantos unasua de huos paida seiaskei. Steiken espolemon frisenor todo hei uti. Bethesden keres karagon melanos donatoio. Tus mentur deides duri kleitos diomedes. Tuo murkaipsu keis kekadon glutateo kerapeura. Hippodamondo duseus kaiupero connexen arixen. Entas fin kataisa makenex et annues acronion. Exides catoron torelelluus in ariston. Etoi tua deos huius agastrophon nuotas eduri. Paioniden ero acatiskion nuo dehoi hippoi. Engus esan profugeina aseto de megaturmoi. Tus menga therapon apaneo thekenator. Tus menga therapon apaneo thekenao taropestus. Tuona dia promacon eios pilonoles et tuomon. Hector doxu noes ecatastica sorto de pautus. Keklegon amadentron e ponto phalanges. Donde idon riges boen agatos diomedes. Aipsa tu doseia prosepone anengus eonta. No inde tode pema colinde te oprimo sector. Alagatestomen kai alexomes tamenontes. Gosh, my mouth's so dry. It's like it's so tough. Anyway, we're getting there. We got it. Lines are out. First take, final take. That's life. Yeah, I think there's like something weird in the recital here. What was it? I said to do say prosepon and engose onta. You get a lot of these like ionic reduplications of the third person singular prosopon and engus. Yeah, I guess in later Greek that ends up contracting, but here it's different. Anyway, nonetheless, very fun. I like this right here. Satode megatumoi engusesan profuke na satode megathumoi tumoi, whatever, however you want to do it. I like it because asato is sort of like blinded, right? I guess is how it's translated, but it's like here it's like hurt, damage, but like is like, it's very interesting. Like that's like infatuate, be drunken on something, right? Like it's interesting that, I mean, it just feels very like onomatopoetic, right? Like it's just like a fundamental like right? It's literally just straight vowels, right? And that's the sort of vibe you get when you are fighting too much. Mega en your thumos. But this thumos is great because now he's remembered forever as a warrior that was fighting Heios pilono lese tumon, right? Until this love of battle took him. So this, destroyed his spirit, the spirit which was, greatly blinded because of the fact that, he was having such a great time in a staining, right, with the other guys, or stripping slain foes of their armor. So it's kind of I also like this. I really love how the Iliad is able to create such a cultural microcosm in so few lines, right? They took a chariot and 2 men, the best of their people, sons twain of Merops. So, Merops of Percos, or Percote, right? Or Percosiu, Percotes, I guess. I don't know, whatever it is. A man who is really, really good at telling the future. But is not good enough at telling the future in order to stop his sons from being led by Black Death into war, into destructive war. Man-destroying war, I think, is more specifically it. It just really effectively frames the divine and human barrier, which is that humans are going to war, and divine forces, even when speaking to men, can't always stop the pilon, as it was for Paionide, Pion, right? His love wouldn't stop him, right? So too would the desire for war not stop Merop's children. I guess, like, who were they though? Like, what were their names? I don't think that their names are Huperocos and Hippodamos, right? But anyway, kind of tragic that like all we even know of them is the fact that their father didn't want them to go to war. But anyway, I think it's a very touching passage here in 8 lines. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.